Hey everybody, welcome back to a brand new video. So there's always new augments coming out in Tanki Online. I'm sure a lot of you guys look at the videos, wish you could use that augment, but you can't, which is one of the main reasons there are free augments in the game. However, most of the free augments, if not like at least 95% of them, because there's probably like what, 50 to 100 free augments. And when I say free, of course, I mean crystals, but on sales, they're like 150,000 crystals. So at the end of the day, they technically are free. But yeah, 95% of these so-called crystal-free augments, they're just not good. Tanki's nerfed them basically into the ground. Are they better than just using the base version of the turret? Typically they are. However, a lot of them are so bad, they're honestly not even worth taking over the base turrets. I was recommended an augment for twins, a crystal augment, mind you. That's actually pretty darn strong. Like, you can definitely go positive in every single game you're playing with this augment, depending obviously on what protections people have in the map. But that augment is Heavy Plasma Gun. Now, it's been a while since I've made a video on this. I remember this was one of the very first augments that came out, or back then it was called alterations, but it was one of the very first alterations that came out in the game, and it is on twins. Now, twins is a very underused turret, so you're probably not going to see many people using protection against it, which adds to it being a strong augment. So let's go ahead and look at the benefits. You get an additional 35% increased damage, which is essentially like using Excelsior, which is a really strong augment for twins right now. And the only benefits are your range is decreased by about 50%, your maximum damage range is decreased, and then your projectile speed is decreased. So the only big downside is your range is decreased. But for me personally, as an offensive player, I'm never trying to shoot someone from really far away. So this augment works perfectly for me. I already played with it in about 4 to 5 different games on my live stream. You can of course watch the live stream if you wanted to. Just go to my channel, go to live streams, and you can watch my past one. But it's a very, very strong augment, especially for being a crystal augment. Now it's funny, a few days ago I wrote down on my video list what videos I wanted to make, and one of them was what's the point of crystal augments anymore? There's maybe 1 or 2 notable crystal augments that are relatively strong, but most of them in general, not good at all. Now, you can use whatever drone you want. The detective recommended that I use Trickster just because with your slow fire rate, you kind of want to be somewhat close to the enemy. I think also Defender is probably pretty darn good for this augment. Is that guy going to shoot me? Okay, maybe he saw me and he's a nice guy. Now, I might switch to Viking only because I don't have Excelsior on any of my hovering holes. The team contract event is out starting in like 6 days, and you can get basically 2 or 3 Excelsior augments if you buy that 700 ruby pass. Usually, I'll say don't get into those events because it's not that great. But for 700 rubies, basically guaranteeing at least 2 Excelsior augments, I'd go ahead and get it. Excelsior is really, really necessary in current Tanki Online. If you're not using it, you're dying extremely fast. So if you can get 700 rubies, I would definitely buy into the event, only because you really need to get Excelsior on one of your holes, just because of how important it is. All right, use my Overdrive. They also nerfed Overdrives to where it takes 2 full seconds to activate. And for Overdrives like Hopper or even Crusader, that's rough. Like Crusader Overdrive, if someone sees that thing charging up and they move left or right and they're at distance, it's so difficult to hit them. Obviously, it's a little bit of a skill issue there, but I'm not sure if I like that change. It's a change I don't really care about all that much because I'm not a big Overdrive spammer. Don't really care about the impacts of Overdrives in the game as much. So it's just more of an interesting one. I saw Mr. Yakov was pretty disappointed with the change just because he plays a solid amount. Yo, teammate, thanks for blocking me. Also, did he steal my kill there as well? I think he stole my kill. Another benefit of this augment is the splash damage is pretty darn big, and you have a pretty wide radius of splash damage. So if you see people grouped up, you can very easily get multiple kills with one burst. Like you can see that guy right there. I'm doing 600 damage a shot. I went over that mine like an idiot. All right. Also, a nice thing about this is you can kind of like group up your shots here. Like I'm going to come at this guy, start shooting him now, and all these shots hit him basically back to back. And there's not much he can do to counteract that. If he doesn't see the shots coming at him and 5 or 6 shots all land at once, he's just done for. Even if he has protection. This guy again, same thing. Bam, 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 bam. Bunch of shots just hit him. Not really much he can do. Destroy him. It's really, really fun that way. All right, I'm switching to Viking just because I have Excelsior, and the time to kill being decreased by 30% when you have Excelsior is just, you have to be using Excelsior. It's just, it sucks, but you do. That's what I'm telling people, like, it's honestly worth for this one event, getting the 700 ruby event pass and just buying into it, because I'm going to be getting Excelsior on both Crusader and Paladin because hovering holes are kind of just OP because it's harder to hit them. So definitely going to be getting Excelsior on both of those holes, and then who knows what I'm going to get after that. But it's definitely worth it. Okay, Brest, bro. I swear I get this map 20% of every single matchmaking game I get into. And considering there's like 50 maps in the pool, it's ridiculous how much I get it. It's also ridiculous how often I get long range maps, bro. The matchmaking system is so bad. All right, can I get around these guys? Throw a grenade here. That twins is kind of annoying. Yo, he's hitting me there? Hello? Oh gosh, this is a lost fight. There's 4 people staring at me. Yeah, I'm going around somewhere else. Screw this. Okay, luckily our team has pretty much full control of their base right now. This map blows, dude. It just blows. Half the people in the game just camp up top right there in each base. And then the other half are kind of just sitting around their base. Long range maps below, man. I hate it so much, especially because this one has no cover whatsoever getting into their base. Like there's just 3 to 4 people up there shooting me, and there's not a single thing I can do against it. It's so ridiculous. And people could say, yeah, oh, switch your combo, switch your combo. Hey, if I'm having fun with the combo, I don't want to have to be forced to switch off of it. I'd rather just leave the battle and join a new one, which is probably what I'm going to do here. Yeah, screw that, dude. Look at them. They're just all sitting up there. Like, this map fucking sucks. Man, I wish I grinded out the Christmas minigame now. I mean, it didn't have freeze ice, so that was my favorite freeze skin, which kind of sucks, but I don't know. With the whole Christmas event being as bad as it was, I was so demotivated to play. And then with Tanki Classic also being like the most rushed early access version, I didn't want to play that either, so I don't know. Just didn't really want to play around that time. Kind of wish I did a little bit because, I don't know, contracts are also just rough to grind out. I don't like the whole contract system. I wish it was more so along the lines of a randomized mission. Catch golds, earn XP, not rank up because I hate ranking up, but just less of a grind. 5,000 battle points is so annoying to get in this game. Like, yeah, it's straightforward and easy, but it still takes like 2 to 3 hours per contract, and that's if you're getting like really good games. And you're going to get bad games every once in a while, even if you have the best combos in the game. You're going to go against some Giga Chads, and there's nothing you can do about it. At the end of the day, this Augment, it's not going to be the best in slot. Obviously, there's better Augments you could use, like Excelsior for twins is probably a lot better. I mean, in general, it is a lot better. You don't have any of those negative impacts, and you get the increased damage 30%. So it is better than this Augment. If you have it, I would use it over this. But again, for this being a crystal Augment, essentially free, I would use it. All right, screw this. Like, my team sucks, and I'm having to 1v8. Like, no thank you. Let's just join another one. I'm trying to remember the last time I made a crystal Augment video. It might be over a year at this point. Tanki doesn't add crystal augments anymore. They only add legendary and exotic augments, which you have to pay or get lucky in containers to get. So that is what it is. I'm hoping this year is not just another copy and paste year like last year was, because last year was probably the most boring year in Tanki history because we were waiting for Tanki Classic. And then on top of that, we had the exact same events as the year prior. And so far, we had team contracts the exact same time, both last year and the year before it. So it's looking like it might be another copy-paste year. We'll see how it goes. Tanki's current monetization model is very consistent. I'm pretty sure that's the reason they're doing everything like the way they are. It's because they're making still a solid amount of money from their current event cycle, which kind of sucks because they have no reason to change anything because they're still making a solid amount of money from this current cycle. So maybe in the future we'll see something change, but I don't know. This year, if we see the exact same thing as last year in terms of events being copied and basically nothing new, that's going to be rough for Tanki. Like, I've already started like jotting down ideas for my second channel, maybe uploading some videos there, just because it would be nice to earn more than what I'm making right now with YouTube. That's always a cool idea. And then if Tanki Classic takes over a year to fully release still, yeah, I'm not waiting that long. Because with this video releasing on January 25th, that means it's been a solid full month since early access released for Tanki Classic, meaning it's also been a full month since Tanki's updated anything on the progress page for Tanki Classic, meaning it better not take a month in between check marks for the Tanki Classic page, or we are seriously looking at a full year before full Tanki Classic release, which for people who don't spend money for early access, that's going to suck. And it's also going to suck for people who did spend money on early access because we're going to have an unfinished product for months and months and months and months. And it's just going to get really tedious to start playing every time they wipe your account. And then the people who actually care about the project, who spent money to get early access, are going to be completely burnt out with the whole Tanki Classic idea by the time the game fully releases. So that's not going to help the player numbers. So who knows what's going to happen. Let's hope they can start ramping up the production of everything in general. Tanki Classic updates, normal Tanki updates in general. I don't know. It needs to change this year, but I'll be honest, I'm 95% sure it's going to be the exact same as last year, which does not bode well for Tanki Classic having a successful launch. It just doesn't. But yeah, that is Twins Heavy Plasma Gun. Very solid crystal augment. I would probably wait for sales here in a week or two before you actually get it, because you can save 30% just for normal event sales. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. Again, if you're going to spend money, don't forget to go to settings, account, choose my creator tag right there. If you don't, you're just giving Tanki more money. So if you use a creator tag, you're giving us a portion of that instead of Tanki. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. I'll see you in a future video. Peace out, everybody.